Hey everyone, my name is Jessie and welcome back to my channel. And so I'm kind of craving some blueberry muffins, and so that is what we are going to be making today. And so they're actually really easy and simple to make, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the things you'll need to make these blueberry muffins is some butter, sugar, eggs, flour, baking powder, some salt, milk, and I have some Turbinardo sugar that I will give you more details about when we get to that step. And then of course we need our blueberry muffins, and so let's put this all together. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take our butter and make sure that it's room temperature. And then we're going to take our sugar and we're just going to take a hand mixer and then cream it all together. Okay, so we creamed together our butter and our sugar, and now we're going to add our eggs. And I'm just going to do it one at a time, just to make sure it's nice, well incorporated together. Okay, and egg number 2. And next we're just going to cream this till it's nice, light, and fluffy. Okay, so I creamed together our butter, sugar, and our eggs, and now I'm just going to set this to the side and we can get started on our next step. Okay, so for our next step we are going to prep our dry ingredients. So I'm going to take a medium-sized bowl with a little sifter, and I'm going to sift our flour with our baking powder and then our salt, and just give that a good sift. Okay, so I sifted all of our dry ingredients. Now I'm just going to do that a quick little mix. Okay, that looks good to go, and now we can get started on the next step. Okay, so we have our dry mixture, we have our butter, sugar, and egg mixture, and then we have some milk. And so now I'm just going to do a little bit of dry, a little bit of wet, a little bit of dry, a little bit of wet till it's nice, well incorporated. I'm just going to do a little bit. About half should be good. Give that a good mix. Okay, you want to scrape down the sides of the bowl. Okay, now we're going to add a little bit of our milk. About half. Okay, so here we go. We have our batter, and at this point you want to stop using your hand mixer, because then from here on out we are going to just use our hands and our spatula. And so we're just going to put this to the side and we can get started on the next step. Okay, so we got our batter part ready. Now we're just prepping our blueberries. So in this bowl I have about a 12-ounce bag of frozen blueberries, and I just coated them with a little bit of flour. And basically what this does is the flour coats the blueberries so that your blueberries don't sink to the bottom of your baking dish. It just keeps them nice, light, and fluffy. Just like that, nothing too crazy. You're just gonna do a light coating of them. And then we can get started on our next step. Okay, so I got rid of any excess flour. There's no exact measurement, just enough to coat your blueberries. And now we're going to add them to our batter. And then just lightly fold them in so that you don't break up the blueberries. Oh my gosh, guys, this looks so good. I'm super excited about these. Okay, so we have our blueberry batter, and then I have a cute little muffin tin, cupcake tin, whatever you have on hand, and I sprayed it with some non-stick cooking spray. Now I'm just going to take a little ice cream scoop and start filling in my little cupcake cavities. And this should make about 12 to 16 depending on how much batter you put into your cupcake tins. Okay, so I have divided up my batter into my baking tin, and it ended up making about 13 for me. I have the other one on this side, but the next step we're going to do, and you can skip this step, but I am going to put some Turbinardo sugar on it. And if you don't know what that is, The best way I can describe it is where, you know, when you go to a bakery or a cafe and you get like a cookie or a blueberry muffin, it has those crunchy, crispy bits on top. That is what it is. It's basically just like a raw, coarse sugar that gives you nice texture to your muffin. Now there is a slight difference between Turbinardo sugar and Demerara sugar. Demerara sugar is more raw and coarse, whereas Turbinardo sugar is steam cleaned with a little bit of molasses in it. And so what's cool about Turbinardo sugar is that this can actually be a replacement for brown sugar. So for some reason you don't have brown sugar but you have Turbinardo sugar, you can actually use this in place of that. And so I think that's really cool. And so you get the nice softness from the muffin, the juiciness from the blueberries, and then you get the crunchiness from the Turbinardo sugar, and it's an amazing combination. And so I'm just going to take a little bit and just sprinkle it on top. There's no exact measurements, just a little bit. And it's just going to give a nice crunch texture to the muffin. And I did try to find Demerara sugar, but I couldn't, but they did have Turbinardo sugar, so I quickly grabbed it and I was like, yes, this will be perfect. Just any like raw, coarse sugar just to give you that extra crunch and texture to your muffin. Okay, so my muffins are all set. They're ready to go into the oven. So I'm gonna pop these in at 325 degrees with the fan assisted oven. If you don't have a fan assisted oven, then crank up the heat to 375 and just keep your eye on them. But I'm going to bake these for about 15 to 20 minutes. And there you have it, some delicious blueberry muffins. I really hope you enjoyed this video, you guys. But I would like to put a little disclaimer out there. I completely forgot to put in cupcake liners before I put in the batter, and so I did have a little problem getting the muffins out of the baking tin, and so they came out a little wonky, but you know what? They're still just as delicious, and I don't even know what to say. I just completely spaced and I just forgot to put the liners in. I don't know what I was thinking, but you know what? I'm human. I make mistakes, but I really hope you enjoyed this video. Either way, I got to eat some delicious blueberry muffins, and if you decide to make them, just be sure to put those liners in before you put the batter. That way you don't have the same problem as I did. But if you liked this video, which I hope that you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click that subscribe button along with that notification bell so you'll be notified every single time I upload a video. But until next time, I will see y'all later. Bye.